Hey all, Reverend Yost again for another round of questions, this time still unpacking what happened at the Baltimore-Washington conference this year. Focusing this time on what resolutions passed. These are all ones specific only for the Baltimore-Washington conference, and pretty much the only thing that I can vote on as a provisional member. So, first, adopting an affirmation of faith for the Black church that as a worship resource for the conference. Allowing the consent calendar at clergy session. There's 79 things in the clergy executive report and we have to vote on most of them. So this would make it so we could clump a bunch of them into a single vote to make life easier. 4 weeks of vacation for all clergy, because right now it's just negotiable for part-time clergy. Then also parental leave policy, and establishing a fund to help churches be able to pay for pulpit supply while the pastor is out on parental leave. A resolution encouraging AI awareness and looking at what the impacts of it are. There's a new task force that's now going to happen because the presenters were put on a task force by the bishop in the moment. Acknowledging the ongoing war in Sudan, as it's often overlooked, and trying to help the church understand how we can be in prayer for the worldwide church. Addressing religious nationalism, much like our Tuesday study is currently looking at Christian nationalism, it's calling for all churches to address religious nationalism as appropriate and as necessary. And then also embracing LGBTQIA siblings. Now that the church no longer has restrictive language, this resolution calls on the conference to develop resources to help support churches, to support our LGBTQIA siblings, and also to train the staff of the conference to help support LGBTQIA staff like myself, clergy and staff like myself. And then there were a few financial reports like the budget. This is also where we approved the minimum compensation for clergy. And for the first time in over 20 years, the minimum size of the reimbursable account has increased. It used to be locked at $4,100 as the minimum that had to be offered. Now it's like $5,000 something, and it's going to always be 10% of the cash-based salary moving forward, so that it will continue to raise with inflation instead of locking it in over time. And that's pretty much all of the resolutions that passed at the Baltimore-Washington conference this week.